So I'm sitting over at home. It is the something's out there. It is the 14th of December, approximately 5:45 or so, maybe 6 o'clock. And I was noticing a light out there changing and stuff. So I thought I would zoom in and, record it. Like, what is that? And I noticed, to me, it looks like a body, but it's not on the ground. It would be in the air, because, yeah, that's like somebody's roof line, and you can see there are wires going across. You can't see my finger. I'm trying to get my finger. There are wires going across just right above my finger there. So yeah, who's there? I see you. I'm pointing at you. I see you. I'm pointing at you. Just, if you're not here for good, you need to go. You need to go. You need to go. You need to go. You have no right to be there. So anyway, let's zoom in. And today, I'm learning about the Gnostics. The neighbor next door had their light on. They're clearly walking in front of it. And there's a gal I watch. Her name is Amy. Her handle on TikTok has something to do with Moldavite, which, Moldavite is not glass. It's not even from this realm. It's from somewhere else. Oh, look at that. What is causing that? It'll be so much fun to watch this. See, there, you can see all those wires. Those are all the house wires. So this is above ground. Like, wherever I'm looking and stuff. Zoomed in on having these epiphanies. I didn't eat yesterday. I ate the day before, but I didn't eat yesterday. I fasted the whole day. And looks like I'll fast again. I put an order. I put out there. I sent a request to Conan to either bring me Panda Express and or Bamboo Panda. Like I had read, give somebody a golden bridge to back out or whatever. The Art of War, and I did, and he still didn't use it. And then while I was meditating, I got this request for another golden bridge, because they didn't want to appear to be, they didn't want to lose face, right? So they weren't gonna do it, but maybe the next day or the next or whatever. So I was like, okay, 3 days, right? That's everything I've come to understand about, 3 days. And so then when I was meditating or whatever, I mentioned again, I already gave one golden bridge to this request, and I had to give another one. And again, that made them embarrassed. Made him embarrassed. I could feel it. And so then today, he's cooked up some kind of dinner and stuff, but I haven't eaten any of it because it's not what I asked for, and he's supposed to have supplied me with what I asked for. So there's that. Yeah, dishonor, dishonor, dishonor. And this is who is representing, the evil fox in my life. It's just gonna make it even worse for him and all of them. It's the way I see it. Because, that whole Rico cartel or whatever, all that bullshit is just going to make it worse for them when it comes out. All these treasonous acts against me. Because that's what it is, withholding food, withholding, not following my requests, I mean, there's a prisoner of war decorum you're supposed to keep, and he's not doing that. And the thing is I figured out where we are, what kind of game this is, and yeah, he's not playing in honor, he's playing dishonorable. So his you guys can see these different glitches happening in the thing. So his karma is gonna be, he's creating for all of y'all too. It's just gonna be that much worse. And that's not me doing it. That's just me calling it like what it is. Anyway, so today, the other thing that I'm learning about, that was 6:33. The other thing I'm just now learning about is Gnosticism. So that kind of goes in hand with all these videos I've come across about remembering and remembering and remembering. And then I've been saying and doing, the I am being a violet fire. I am the purity of God's desires. So I've been saying that, and of course every time I say it, I mean it, because everybody knows there's only one prayer that I really memorized, and that's why I still struggle to get this said correctly. I have to pause when I say it. And even though I'm not reading anything, I'm pulling up the text in my thoughts so I could read it there. But so yeah, it's not even really memorized. I have memorized. I still visualize seeing the words and reading the words. Oh yeah, something's out there. Something's moving. Yeah. So anyway, interesting. All that energy, all those different dimensions overlapping and stuff. Yeah. Bullshit stopping. Getting really, really exposed. People are really, really getting scared. Still have a little bit of annoyance in my dreams and other stuff. It's really people that I figure that are regretting the choices they made, yet haven't done the work to make. Wonder what the hell's going on out there that's happening, that's growing. That like, well, I must be speaking truth of some sort. Kind of got a purple hue, but yeah. So I've been doing the violet fire, Saint Germain clearing, and a lot has cleared in my world. Yeah, a lot. So that's why now I'm learning a lot and stuff, and doing the fast, and still having my epiphanies, still having my self-talks, still doing all that, even though I'm not recording everything, but still, talking myself through it, because it's a learning experience. It's not just me. So much happening out there that cannot be ignored. Oh, I didn't touch the screen. Something out there is causing that to do that. I do see, to me, that kind of looks like the purple flame, when oh, yeah, somebody's out there for sure. Stand over there, cover it so she can't see it, block it. It's not really standing. I mean, you could think of it as that. Somebody's out there, something is out there trying to block. Whatever, you do you. It's all coming back. And it's all coming back to me now. Oh, Meatloaf song, that's fucking funny. That is fucking funny. Anyway, so yeah. Oh yeah, today earlier I also called in, I called in Archangel Michael and all the archangels to come in and help out and stuff, and listened to Elizabeth Clare Prophet's words about Archangel and her decrees that she, recorded, in 1987, and I shared about the apocalypse, her version, what she saw, and everything, and I can see that it played out in my head. I could see it. I could totally see how it was playing out now, what she was talking about. That's the thing. Just going up further in the sky, looking. Yeah, so you could see all that shit, and then to know that in my scrolling I came across a guy leading a big black horse, not just any kind of horse, kind of like those big huge wicked horses, like a Budweiser horse, big black one. And there's just so much that what she speaks about that I have witnessed in my scrolling, in my, sorting this stuff out, and watching the end of the game. This is so, yeah. But the thing is, I do my thing. Let's see see what's going on. Having my inner thoughts. I don't have to say everything. I'll probably rewatch this because it's quite interesting. Lots of yawning, so I must be having a lot of epiphanies. It must be really having a lot of truth and stuff. Ay. Just with my thoughts. So, yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. I'll tell you, you want to see what's going on around you, see if you're playing the game, whatever, you know, go zoom in at night and watch and see. Like this, that's all I'm doing is I'm watching and seeing. I'm not touching my screen, but something is causing it to adjust. So that's not me, that's something else, whatever's out there that this catches, because they're not cloaked anymore. There's no more cloaking. Everything's exposed. Every fucking thing is exposed. Now I'm gonna learn about the Gnostics, even more exposure. Ah. Yeah, 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 yeah. People be trying to, trying to rewrite themselves into my story, but they haven't done their own work. Do your own fucking work. You don't get to talk to me about nothing. Nothing. You didn't, you know what? You had your chance and you chose. You chose. You chose. You chose. You chose. So, sad thing was you chose the wrong fucking team. Ugh. So, hate to be you, because you're fucked. Stuck in the 3D. Yeah. The sad thing is when I visualize, and y'all have seen it, y'all have have participated in it, I show exactly an option because everything has already happened, right? Everything has already happened, all the different variations, all, whatever. And so I showed one, and instead of somebody believing, and they know, that's the thing, is they know because they they have chosen um a option, a timeline and stuff that's not of the light and that's not of any beneficial for me. So they already know this. But for whatever reason, they kept doubling, tripling, quadrupling, whatever, sticking with their version instead of seeing the what I had put up, what I had chosen, what I wanted to experience, when it was all full of love and light and collaboration and, great fucking sex. Because we all know, yeah, exactly. I don't even need to go down that road any further than that. But yeah, and then besides that, just you know, being a person of generosity and shared knowledge and what makes you shine bright, that's what I want to witness, that's what I want to share with you, that's what I want for you, what makes you hop out of bed. And yet they chose something opposite that. They chose evil, and it makes no fucking sense to me. And now these people, especially the ones, maybe they didn't actually choose evil, but they chose something presented by evil that was not a path of what I wanted. It was their own path, and and by taking, well, yeah, that is evil actually, because if you take my energy and use it for your own needs, that is pure fucking evil. That's, yeah, we're done with that. So anywho, now they're trying to rewrite themselves in my. I'm like, no fucking way, no, no, I'm good. I am good. There's no resonance. There's no we. There's no we. There's no us. There's no nothing, because they're nothing. And yeah, well, you can see something out there. It's just cloaked. So many different dimensions overlapping. It's like, when I speak like that, think of it as an onion, but a glass onion. Ooh, just like that movie, right? But a glass onion, so you can see through it, and then things kind of get distorted because it is round and it's not a flat surface. And so then with the curvature, and stuff like that. And then there are different textures and different realms, kind of like in Roger Rabbit. They had colored comics, they had newer comics, they had you have Asian anime or comics, whatever you want, you know what I'm talking about. They have the old black and white. Yeah. And then nowadays they have, the old you know films, and 8mm films, and that fucked up show, that fucked up movie 8mm. Yeah, that was some fucked up shit, but still, that different kind of texture, different kind of film quality and stuff. Yeah, you can't use me to send messages to each other because I know what I'm saying and stuff. And so no, I don't give any credence to anything bad. And then just being in the 70s had a different texture than being today, right? When you look at it in film and stuff. And then with the AI, they kind of use the painted kind of, so it's like you're looking at brush strokes or dabs. The one guy that painting that they zoom in on in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, where it's made with a bunch of fingerprints or dots or however the fuck he did it, you know, but it's not brush strokes, but it's just dots and everything. Yeah, so, and then there's, you know, the way Van Gogh did his art, you know, on the Starry Night versus, you know, the lady, I can't remember if it's a painted lady, but, you know, very um, sharp angles and whatnot, and yeah, the different kinds of art and stuff, the different textures, the different ways, the different media, the different expressions and stuff. So we're looking at a bunch of different expressions, tones, textures, even sounds and stuff. That's what that is. That's why it appears to be moving. They're all overlapped and everything. And in some way they are moving. In some way they're static. So anyway, so there's that. Oh, it's 2102. Oh, now 2103. So 33. Yeah, quite interesting. Oh yeah, you can totally see there's something out there. Yeah. Oh yeah, that Moldavite Amy, when she did her thing, there's a lot. When I listen, I agree with. I only allow what I agree with, you know. And then she said observation off, and so for me, I was like, what, you know. That stuck out, so I clarified it for so that I could allow it in the game. My observation always stays on, but somebody observing through me, that got turned off. And that means any kind of observation through sound, observation through touch, observation through visuals, observation through from afar, observation, whatever. It's turned off. It's unacceptable. It's I rebuke it, I rebuke it, I rebuke it. It's not done. It's glitched out. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's not a viable way of gathering information. There's no leverage. There's nothing. Everything is coming apart. We're at that part where, you know, like in the Boogie Oogie Man, you know, his seam is ripped and and now everything's falling apart bit by bit and stuff. And that's where we are, because we're at the end of the year. We're coming up on this last week, coming up to the, to some sort of ritualistic something bullshit. You know, I don't care. It doesn't really matter to me because it means nothing to me. It's a nothing issue. All of this is a nothing issue. So there's that. Yeah. So interesting. Very interesting. This is really, really hard to ignore because you guys get to see it too. And there are things I didn't even mention. I'm sure you guys picked up on and saw with your own eyes anyway. As you watch, you may want to watch this over again and have your own determination and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna zoom out now. Oops. How? Just by zooming out, I didn't go anywhere. That's funny that it went black, but so I'll zoom back in. Look at all that. Those are, yeah. So it's like somebody walking in front of a green screen. That's what I was gonna say earlier. Because it's not on level ground, so they gotta be like, this is a projection, so that would be somebody's walking in front of a green screen because they don't hover. It's just part of the fuckery, part of the illusion, you know, bullshit. Oh, what's going on over there? Interesting. Look at that. Another different look at take on the trees at night. Look at all that moving around, and that one light there. What is that? Touch it. That one there. Oh. Oh, where did the light go? I didn't move my hand and yet it went away. I poked out somebody. I scared somebody. Oh, look at that. I can see a face. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I did. Yeah. Whatever. That don't scare me. The fuck would I be scared of? There ain't nothing out there. I'm the scariest thing because I'm awake on this planet, on this plane, in this realm. And I rebuke you, I rebuke you, I rebuke you. You need to leave. You're nothing, you're nothing, you're nothing. You have no standing. You have no contract. You cannot talk to me. You cannot dictate. You are nothing, and you are over. Oh, boy. Oh, the light's back. I like that. And also, like I said, I called in Archangel Michael and all the archangels and stuff, called them in, visualized them being here. Been doing my decrees and stuff, both with my actual voice or just my voice through my head, to show and teach those that don't have a voice how to still make a difference in this, how they see how powerful they are. They use their own voice, and they set their intentions and stuff. They are gods. They are gods. They are those that resonate like me are gods. We've all woken up, and yeah, it's interesting. It is interesting. Everything's come to an end. And now, because I've witnessed this bullshit, I expect, and I'm making this video, I expect there'll be more reveal, even bigger. I did claim my money. I found a video. I claimed it, wrote on it, processed it for $777 billion. I almost said trillion, but it was for billions, but whatever's. That's a lot of fucking money, to have that, to be able to go out and do good with and everything. I'm good with that. It's more than what I had set up, I had spoke about earlier. Way more. So there's that. And then that also lets me know that, whatever I claim for myself, that's also what I claim for y'all. Unless you claim your own amounts or whatever, or, you're not vibing at that level yet. Maybe you're vibing at a lower level. You do you, boo-boo, and everything. But I do trust that we will have the guidance and support that we need to spend it constructively and do good with it. Because if you're not going to do good with it, you're not going to get it, So the whole, credit in China or whatever that they're trying to do, I don't agree with that, I do agree with, if you have the right vibration, the right intention, then yeah, you should be allowed to receive, compensation that that equates to that and stuff. And so if all you're looking at is evil and doing evil, and I've already deemed that evil is nothing, it's nothing, then that's what you're gonna get. So evil people won't be getting any funding. That's why they lose their funding. There's that thing that God said, even if you have it, you'll still lose it and stuff. Ooh, look at that. What's out there talking? Looks like monkey talk out there. Monkey mouth talking out there. Oh, like somebody's saying a bunch of doing their own evil spells. That's kind of what I get from it. But whatever the case may be, it's not reaching me. It's always going back to them. Always. Always, always, always. And I don't even worry. So there's that. Yeah. And that just shows you. See, it's a mouth talking out there. Speaking about themselves. Doing this unto themselves. Making it worse for themselves. That's all they're doing. Yeah, because it can't come to me. It can't. Yeah. My house is protected. I called in all the family, friends and family, the ancestors, the ascended masters, the elements, the trees protect. Archangel Michael protects. Let's see here. All this. Oh my goodness. I am grateful that I am able to record this because for those that have done me wrong and everything, this is what you've called into your life. Just so you know, this is what you've called into your life. This is, oh look, and there's a half moon there. Oh, a half moon right there. I see it. The half moon to me represents a chalice, like a cup, a cup that's filled with money, a cup that's not just filled with money, but filled with energy, a cup that's filled with abundance, prosperity, life, health, love, knowledge. Oh my gosh, so much knowledge, collaboration, laughter, sunshine, all things good, all things good, all things good. And everything else, is return to sender, return to sender, return to sender. Yeah, I don't even have to put my hand up to them because it's not even worth my time. That's how much they're not worth my time. But I showed you just, right? Just so that you would see what you've called upon yourself. You would see what you've done for your own self. Yeah, that is some fucked up shit. 33. Hold on. Where did they go? Oh, well. Could be you got scared. Don't know, don't care. Anywho, Michi, I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you so much, Michi. I'm so proud, so grateful. I'm kind of looking at it, it does kind of look like looking out in the galaxy and stuff, and the twinkling of different galaxies. Again, if that's the case, those galaxies are cleared. People from those galaxies have come to visit, come to help, come to be, all the ascended beings and benevolent beings and stuff. We'll look at all those different other kind of galaxies. Yeah. Boop, doot, 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 doot. Yeah, and a little half moon, crescent moon up there too. Yeah. So I don't know what the big spiritual hoo-ha, um, brouhaha, or whatever reasoning is for right now, the 14th, 13th, 14th. Yeah, today's the 14th. Why? But um, I don't know. Just doing as guided, just doing as inspired. I don't know if it's because I didn't eat yesterday and I haven't eaten anything yet today. All I've had today is salt, sea salt in my water with some cloves. That's it. Trying to figure out if I want to eat or not. I haven't quite decided. So anyway, I am proud of the progress that I'm making, that I'm still teaching, that I'm still being helped. You know, there are good people out there, and I am grateful, grateful, grateful for them. Grateful for the help, grateful for the knowledge, grateful for the assist. I don't know if Elizabeth Clare Prophet is still alive or not. I know Mark died, her husband, but if she's still alive or not. I would hope, though, that she would have expanded her knowledge and figured out that she is God, you know, God in her world, so much so that she would have repaired her own body and still kicking it with us, right? I don't know. But her visuals on the apocalypse and stuff, dude, yeah, that's some shit right there. Anywho, 3707, signing off. I love you, Nietzsche. I love you, I love you, love you. And again, I am a being, let's see, yes, I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity of God's desire. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity of God's desire. I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity of God's desire. And like I said earlier, even though I cried my way through it, but I still said it. I don't know all the right words that I should be saying or anything, but I do call in Archangel Michael and all the other archangels, all the beings of love and light out there, the brotherhood of light, the sisterhoods of light, everybody, people I don't even know, Mary Magdalene, Sophia, I have no idea. You know, if you're good and we vibrate, please. Yeah, ascended masters, elementals, um, friends that have, you know, crossed over, that are waiting to get back in the game, that are just sitting out there. Oh, that's why. Oh, interesting. So I was looking over there, and then over there, that's where. But anyway, thank you for showing up and providing us with help and love and support. And then just all the different beautiful beings of different kinds. I have always, always known and said it would be very arrogant for us to think that we were the only ones alive in all this out here. And that was when I believed in planets, right? In circular planets. I don't believe in that now. I know better. But still, and then I also said before we would be able to have interaction with them, we'd have to get over our own racism and bullshit and stuff so that we could be accepting and loving towards others. You know, they may look different and stuff, but kind of like in that movie, it starts with a V, Valerium. Yeah, that's a good movie, right? Kind of like that. That's kind of where we're headed back towards. Not that not It's not our first time there. We used to be there. This realm was a fifth dimensional realm. Yeah, and a lot of good stuff, got taken away from us, and we got sent way, 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 way back, and all that fifth dimension. That's why I keep talking about fifth dimension, man. Yeah, I know, I know who I am. I know who we are. We had made our way to the fifth dimension. And we're making our way back. The cool thing is this time around is nobody has to die. I mean, you can if you want to, because, some of you are going to need to make your atonement, to figure it out another way, to be able to make your way to level up. The cool thing is those that resonate with me, their God frequency, and they find their God frequency and claim it, they're the ones that get to keep their memories and do the loop again. Everybody else that you don't believe in God, you believe in evil, you believe in dark, you believe in in all that. And I realize, don't come at me. I realize that that's the way they set it up for this realm. It may not be like that in all realms. I got you, but this is the realm we're playing in and stuff. So yeah. So in that case, yeah, they don't get any memories. Their memories are completely wiped. And that is because this is going to be the first time that they've actually died since taking over. So they have to go through their own bullshit that they set up for all of us. They set us up to have our memories wiped and to go through all the different levels, starting from goo and working our way up and stuff. So if that's the case, if that's what we did, if that's what I did, and I got to this point where I'm awake at this time, yeah, what was good for me is gonna be good for you fuckers. So yeah, sort that shit out. Yeah, because all you had to do was, you didn't, just not turn your back on God. Keep the light within you. Use the light that you had for good. You made wrong choices. Now you're missing out. Missing out. You have to do your atonement. And so for me, my thing that I got to remember is I need to allow for atonement. People may come up to me and try to be nice and be sweet, but I know that they're not, so I'm skeptical, and just not trusting in the interaction or in them, because they've already shown me their hand and everything. I haven't called them out on it, but I know who they are, and I know what role they played and how they yeah. Again, like I said, y'all write your own stories with me. So if you wrote a shitty story, but you're trying to cover it and cloak it, but I can see through that and see the bullshit you've done, yeah, you can't. And then you go to do your atonement, you're starting from scratch, and that's what they're afraid of. They're having to start all over from scratch, and they've never ever died, not even through any of the resets. Now this is the first time they're going to be dying, and they're afraid. That's why. Because they're afraid. Yeah, for a second there, it was like that person wasn't talking, but yeah. It's kind of like the Golden Child, where those monks were set around him and they're covering covering him with evil. And then here, like if we zoom in on this, right, we zoom in here, you can see that wheel spinning. That is, to me, if you when I zoom in on it later and I'm watching it later, it looks like it's light surrounded by evil attacking it from all sides and stuff. The thing is, I'm not afraid of it, And then I remember we saw the golden light and everything. So this represented the heart chakra, and the other one's representative of to me, it's more of my internal fire, and so yeah, my inner light and stuff. The other video that I made. So yeah, when I zoom in on this and we can see it a lot closer, we'll be able to see all the attacking spiritual attack. And just know that you're like this. You're the light that's within. You're in the center. The center, the center, the center. And then that is your protective around you. And then that's all the bullshit that's trying to get at you and stuff. So get your chakras in alignment. Get everything humming and going. Do whatever it is that you feel you need to do to protect you. However, whatever your thing is, remember, you get to write the story of your life, of your how you want to play the game. Even nobody else gets to tell you what the rules are and stuff. Nobody's told me, and I've made it this far, and that's So there's that. Interesting. 4704. 470708. Anyway, yeah. Interesting stuff. Great epiphanies. Thank you for today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Michi. Thank you so much for being strong, for taking it upon yourself to talk yourself through the struggles that we went through today. And thank you for being open. I'm grateful to me, myself, and I, the Trinity that makes up this vessel, that makes up this consciousness, that makes up this alignment. I'm grateful for every cell in my body. I'm great. Why are my cells so happy? Every cell in my body is so happy. I don't know, but I'm happy for them. Yeah. All that beautifulness. I'm grateful for all the people that put out good, positive, loving energy that comes across and makes me smile and stuff and things like that. There are others that I've noticed that once I really start paying attention to them, it's like they change. So I'm like, why the change? What's going on? Something's not right. But whatever, you do you. I know how it's all connected, so whatever. As long as you can sleep at night. I would just suggest you not cross any boundaries, because you've made it this far. Don't end up where you're going to be with evil, because you will have no memory. And it could be, it's not going to be, I don't even want to think or say what it's going to be like next time around. It's just going to suck more than it sucks now. So, anyway, I would not turn your back on the light. That's all I got to say. Okay. I saw it 49.49. Okay. Bye bye. Good night.